Did we find the blood of Jesus? So I used to be a hardcore conspiracy theorist. Religious conspiracies, I was on them. Of course, Jesus went to India, but he also made it to Britain with his uncle, Joseph of Arimathea. Conspiracies about aliens? Of course, but I was deep enough into this to know that Area 51 was only a diversion. The real truth was at S4. If there was a conspiracy theory circulating in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was probably all over it. So I was pretty familiar with some of the crazy religious claims, like this one. When I saw this, I knew there could only be two possible options. One had to do with the idea that the authors of Holy Blood, Holy Grail pushed, and that Jesus was married, had children, and that was the heart of the Holy Grail. That, or it dealt with Ron Wyatt, which is much less interesting.
First of all, in this analysis,
So yeah, it was Ron Wyatt. If you don't know, Ron, he's an archaeologist, who has claimed to have found everything from the Ark of the Covenant, the original Ten Commandments, Noah's Ark, Goliath's sword, the site of the Red Sea crossing, and yes, the blood of Christ. These are just among the nearly 100 supposed discoveries that he's made, but each and every time, he just can't provide actual evidence for any of these amazing finds. When it comes to the blood of Jesus, this was no different. The story goes that he had discovered an underground chamber below the place where Jesus was crucified. There, he found the Ark of the Covenant, and on it, there was some dried blood. So, why isn't the Ark on display now? Well, because four angels appeared to Ron and told him to leave it there, but he was okay with removing some of the dried blood. He would supposedly send this blood off to a lab in Jerusalem, as the claim generally goes, or maybe Tennessee, as was reported a few times. According to Ron, the scientist who examined the blood saw that it was still living and had just 24 chromosomes. Ron's evidence for this is, well, trust me, bro. No physical evidence was ever provided. The lab was never identified, so they could never verify any information. Beyond that, Ron never had permission to actually dig in Israel, so that's unlikely, especially since there is no evidence for said dig. And it just so happens that even though angels instructed Ron where to actually take photos at, those photos all came out blurry. Anyone who looks at the information critically quickly should see that it's a hoax, and not even a truly interesting one. At least with the Holy Blood, Holy Grail hoax, it made a good story.